Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2020 mid-month general reading. Welcome everyone, first timers, newcomers, and to followers and subscribers, welcome back. Thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes, your donations towards this channel. Much appreciated. So this reading is for the water sign of Cancer, our beautiful crabs for the last half of April 2020. That's Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, if your Venus is in Cancer, or if you are cross-watching for a Cancerian as well. Uh, General readings, of course, always resonate a little differently for everyone. So if you know all your signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, I strongly recommend watching them all just to get more information and a bit more clarity in what's going on in your life right now. If any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something or reach out for a personal reading or information on that, you can click on the description link below. Click on that little arrow. It'll pull down some info, my contact details. You can, of course, email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I can usually respond to your initial inquiry with more information the same day or within the first 24 hours. And I do readings full time. That's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with everyone's schedule to get readings out to you or set up with you as timely as possible. And I do offer a wide variety of readings. So if you're interested, email me and I look forward to hearing from you. All right, let's get right into this. Cancer, last half of April. Let's see what's in store for you. For those of you who need or want to know, I'm using Legacy of the Divine Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. Beautiful deck. Okay, Cancer. We begin with the Ace of Coins, known as Pentacles in other decks sometimes. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Faith in other decks, sometimes known as the Hierophant, followed by the Hermit. Some of you are doing a deep dive and a really kind of going internal and ascending to the next level. Phoenix rising from the ashes, perhaps. I know with all of the recent sheltering in place and kind of being locked down, it's given a lot of people some time and opportunity to kind of go very deep within. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy for the last half of April is the Ace of Swords, two aces. So overall energy for the last half of April, Ace of Swords. This is the light bulb going off over your head, epiphany. This is a new idea, new perspective, a new way of looking at something or a new idea. Swords is air energy. This rules our mind, belief systems, ideologies, thoughts, perspectives, words, communication, knowledge, information, truth. The Ace of Swords comes in and reveals and illuminates something for being exactly what it is, which is kind of what, it cuts through any extraneous fantasy, illusion, emotions, and says, this is what something is. Seeing something new, seeing it in its reality. Sometimes that illumination can be challenging, but what the Ace of Swords does, what it brings is an opportunity to therefore make choices and decisions and take actions that create a healthier reality for ourselves. For example, if you're involved with a person or a situation, anything that perhaps isn't healthy or is toxic or hasn't been working out well, the Ace of Swords comes in and you kind of see things in clarity, kind of that truth, that illumination, that epiphany, and you're like, oh, so this is what it really is. Kind of devoid of the filter and the lens we often look at, which can distort things based on emotions and illusion and fantasy and what we wish was. The Ace of Swords comes in and says, this is what something is truly. So you have an opportunity to do something about it. Aces represent the number one. So the start of something new, a seed, an opportunity to begin on a new path. Spirit is just dropping this one right in your lap. Totally. Cancer. We have the Ace of Coins clarified by the wheel. This is like God, Spirit, your angels and guides, a gift right from above. There's another ace, another new beginning. This is coins, earth energy, sometimes known as pentacles in other decks. This could be a new job, a new project, moving, relocating, an unexpected unexpected sum of money or resources, something that enables you to have a new beginning in a way that affects the physical structure of your day-to-day life, which is sometimes why it can represent a new job, moving, relocating, a new project, something that actually makes a conscious difference, a physical difference in our life. So the opportunity to start something new. And in the ace is the potential of the 10. We would like to grow this ace to the 10 of coins, which is long-term stability and security, whether it's financial, material, emotional, a combination of all of those things. It's clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, a stroke of good luck, of good fortune, things in your favor, divine timing and orchestration. We have no control over the Wheel of Fortune. This is God's spirit, your angels and guides. I mean, it's always positive, even in the reverse. It just may mean, in the reverse, it may mean timing. It's not the right time yet, but you have it in the upright position, clarifying the Ace of Coins. I mean, Spirit is obviously giving you this illumination and giving you this gift, this seed. Free will, free agency, of course. You can choose to plant this seed or not. It's my job to give you as much information and as much clear messages as I can so you can make the best decision possible, or at least with your eyes open. But I would definitely go yes on this one. Spirit's dropping it right into your lap. So right after that, we have faith, otherwise known as the Hierophant, convention, tradition, the establishment. This also represents kind of moving up the next level, going into a deeper level of commitment, responsibility, going deeper. It can represent, kind of leveling up in a spiritual sort of ascension as well. And if that wasn't enough, clarifying that is the hermit, who is also kind of on the same path. What do hermits do? Monks, monastics, they withdraw temporarily or for a long time to go within to seek out clarity, wisdom, meditation, maybe retreating from the day-to-day distractions and noise of our normal world in order to seek out wisdom, guidance, and gain clarity and illumination and wisdom, which faith is also about too. It's kind of like you've done a real deep dive into this. Something has been revealed to you, some kind of truth, some kind of reality. With it, directly from above, comes this opportunity to begin building on a new path that holds a lot of potential for stability. I know a lot of people have been, at least had the opportunity to kind of go within and kind of explore things in their own lives. And Cancer, it looks like you are taking full advantage of that here. Yeah, this is kind of like an ascension, a leveling up sort of energy. But let's just clarify. But I mean, everything usually comes at a cost. This comes from somewhere. And it, with all of these seeds, these two aces here, which represents the opportunity to start something new, to start over again in a new way. And you have the clarity now to be able to do it if you choose to, which usually means that what has gone before was perhaps a bit challenging, difficult, negative, unhealthy, rocky. Let's clarify. Let's clarify this Ace of Coins. You have a lot of energy here that speaks of the divine. Divine timing and intuition, divine wisdom. The Two of Cups just popped out while I was shuffling. This may have to do with relationships, soulmate, maybe knowing exactly now what you want versus what you've had and what you've been accepting. Yes, Spirit has really been, I think, kind of working on you hard, Cancer. Let's clarify this Ace of Coins. The Empress, another card of new beginnings, fertility. The time is right to plant seeds. It can mean literal fertility, of course. But what does fertility really mean in its most fundamental definition? It means that the time is right, the soil is right, the temperature is right to plant these seeds for a new beginning. You have two aces, which I always view as seeds. A seed will never manifest in anything if it doesn't get planted and taken care of. This spirit is almost hand delivering this opportunity for you to start over again. Maybe being more aware of self-value and self-love at the same time, self-worth. Perhaps you have been in something for some time or in a series of things for some time which don't, because of a lack of true self-worth and self-value. What we allow to continue will continue, and I think you've had a wake-up call recently. And it's time to take better care of yourself, to go on a path where you take better care of yourself due to this increasing awareness of yourself, your value, your love, and you put yourself on a path, on a new path, and you attract people, a different sort of people too, I think. Let's clarify the Hermit. It's like you're gaining some specific knowledge here about something. Faith in the Hermit. Five of Swords. Victory. A hard victory. It's been a difficult battle. Sometimes the Five of Swords represents winning a victory, and it's been so hard that actually when you win, meaning it's over and you've bumped up into a new level, you may not even feel like it's a victory because you're just coming off of the battlefield, whatever the challenge or struggle is, and you're like, all I want to do, put down my weapons, take off my armor, go home, clean up, stick my feet up, have a beer, glass of wine. I know I've won, but I can't even, it doesn't even feel like a victory. I'm just tired from the whole thing. Sometimes the Five of Swords can represent a victory. In the Gilded Tarot, there's people actually on the ground behind him that he has achieved victory from. You can see he's gathered up everybody else's weapons, meaning their ability to hurt him or her. So this often, not always, but it can often represent that what you leave behind. Sometimes this victory comes at the cost of having to leave a person or persons or situations behind because ultimately they weren't good for you. Which of course can be painful and challenging, which sometimes, although you're doing it, you've done it, and it represents a victory for you because it puts you on this other path of possibility. You've planted the seeds. At the time, maybe it doesn't feel like so much of a victory because you're just tired, maybe you're hurting, you've been injured. But nonetheless, it's a victory. So you may, it looks like, in order to plant these seeds and move on to something new, you have to leave something behind. Beginnings follow endings. Endings come before beginnings. Let's just take a peek. What comes next for Cancer? What comes next? Cancer. We have cards just popping out. What comes next for Cancer? The World. Final completion. A huge, tremendous cycle ended. Last major arcana card in the tarot. Right behind it, Judgment. And therefore, you have the opportunity to do something different. Judgment is a very profound major arcana card. So a cycle has ended. You've successfully completed climbing a mountain, which has been significant and difficult. You're now at the top. It's a huge achievement, and you're now preparing for the next chapter, the next phase, something new. Judgment. This is the opportunity. I mean, what does judgment really mean? It means you're being called to answer, called to account, called to act. Sometimes the second chance card, which means that you may have had the opportunity to have these endings and beginnings before, but you chose not to. Here, Spirit's just pretty much handing it to you on a silver platter. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to continue the old cycle, which means run its course? You can't, I don't think. Once we wake up to something, we can no longer go back to sleep from it. That knowledge is there. What are you going to do? What you do now will set the stage for quite some time. That's also what judgment represents. There's an air of finality about judgment. You're being called to action. So whatever you choose to do, that's what's probably going to be your path for quite some time, so choose carefully. I feel like some of you may have had this opportunity before, but you chose to remain in the same cycle. We all do. Part of how a lot of us learn. You're being called to make a different decision here, and it probably means you're going to have to leave something behind. It does mean you're going to have to leave something behind. Let's clarify judgment. What's the opportunity here? Which way should Cancer go? Your third ace, the Ace of Wands. This is yet another seed. It's just the energy. This is fire energy. The Ace of Wands is fire energy. This is like taking what you've been given, this seed, and running with it. Plant it and let's get started right away. I mean, there's new beginnings all over this. Three aces and the Empress. There's new beginnings all over this. There's four cards. Well, five. You look at the world, it's about completions and starting something new. So there's just seeds and new beginnings and completion all over this reading. Which means something has come to an end. You can't unknow this new knowledge that you have, this new truth and reality. It may be sometimes difficult to look at a situation or a cycle that we want to remain into because we have attachments for some reason. But when the Ace of Swords comes in and cuts all that emotional stuff away and gives you that, maybe even a split instance of this is what it is, you can't unsee that. You can't unknow that. It's really time to move forward. Spirit is doing everything but knocking on your front door and dragging you out of it in order to give you this opportunity. And with Judgment, this is not an opportunity which will come around again, or not for a long time, certainly not in the same way. So, as if we didn't have enough advice, let's just pull one or two final advice and guidance cards here. Powerful, powerful, powerful ascension kind of reading, Cancer. Advice and guidance for Cancer. Advice and guidance for Cancer for the last half of April. What a tremendous reading, Cancer. The Fool. The very first major arcana card. He has the 0 on his card. Starting off on a brand new journey. No idea where I'm going, but I'm excited to go. The very first major arcana card. A new journey has begun. You have the last one. World is the last major arcana card. Major completion. And now you're off on a brand new journey. Right behind it is the 8 of Cups. But you must leave behind all that which is unfulfilling to you, which has proven to be unfulfilling to you. There is someone, something that must be left behind in order to do this. You can choose to remain, however. This opportunity in this way will not come around again, or not for a very long time. What you choose to do here sounds very kind of Armageddonish, right? But you have a huge, profound energy opportunity here, and it's a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift. So, I don't, yes. All right, Cancer, that's your reading for the last half of April. Whew, I just feel like I just ran a race. Wow. Like I've been through a really difficult therapy session, but really productive. Okay, Cancer. That's your reading for the last half of April. I hope that you enjoyed it, found it useful. Again, if you're interested in taking a deeper look at something, you want to reach out for a personal reading or information, click on the description link below. Email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. That link is provided. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks for the May 2020 general readings. In the meantime, everyone, my beautiful people, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane out there, and all will be well. I will hopefully see you in a couple of weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.